Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and not a debut today, but the first time Teal has given us a 9x9 cryptic. It's a Sudoku, and happily, I think Teal has been observing my recent advice, which is if you're going to send us puzzles, try and keep the rule set fairly short. And this is a very interesting rule set that we have never seen before. Teal's created a new type of rule. And we will look at this in a moment. It's a very interesting idea. But before we do that, let's tell you all about Patreon, where you can have a go at Blobs' marvellous puzzle hunt, Lord of the Rings, which has fabulous artwork, great Sudoku puzzles, and a wonderful story. It's proving immensely popular with Patreons, and we've welcomed quite a lot of new patrons as a result, and we think it's brilliant. So thank you very much to Blobs. Do check it out if you're a patron, or become one if you're not. And there's loads of other content there, including cryptic crosswords and other Sudoku material. So do check it all out. The links under the video also include our apps, which feature line Sudoku as the latest, and we've got lines in today's puzzle as well, which is appropriate, I reckon. Now, there's also SUDOKU PAD and our merch, but the first link under the video is to this puzzle, Horseshoe Toss by Teal, and I'm going to go through the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply, so 1 to 9 is going to go in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box somehow. A purple line in the grid is a Renban line. Digits on a line form a set of non-repeating consecutive digits in any order. So these four could be 3, 4, 5, and 6, for instance, but in any order. Now, digits on a Renban line cannot appear in any of the cells pointed at by their attached arrowhead or heads. So if this was 3, 4, 5, and 6, none of these digits that are being pointed at by the arrowhead can be 3, 4, 5, or 6, which is a really fascinating rule. And it's fairly simply explained, but I can see that it might lead to some weird complexity. Now, there are some inequality symbols as well, and they're sort of pointing from a larger digit to an adjacent smaller digit. So if these two cells were 3 and 6, the 3 would have to be on this side and the 6 on this side. 6 is greater than 3, as any mathematician worth their salt will confirm. Okay, those are the rules. I see why it's called Horseshoe Toss. We've got a set of horseshoes lying around their target, presumably here, which is a lovely image as well. Do give it a try on that first link under the video. I am going to restart my clock now and say, let's get cracking. So, how on earth do we start? One of the things that fascinates me about this puzzle is that there are no given digits. Now, I know you will be saying, well, that happens in a lot of the puzzles you have, but many of them have some sort of maths within them, or even thermos which order digits. This doesn't really seem to have that. It just has Renban lines which point at cells with restrictions. Okay, the longest Renban in this puzzle is this one in box 1, which is 5 cells long. And it's got arrows on both ends. So if I was to colour these cells blue and run down the lines being pointed at by those arrows and paint these in a contrasting colour, because into these cells none of those blue cells can go. Yes, this is useful. Okay, good. This is useful because what I'm saying is that there are 5 cells in the grid that I'm designating as blue cells, and none of these orange cells can contain any of the digits that are in the 5 blue cells. And therefore, in boxes 5 and 9, where we have 4 orange cells, we know that the other 5 cells are all blue because there are 5 blue digits in the puzzle. They're always going to be blue wherever they appear. And there are 4 orange digits. And now we know for boxes 1, 5 and 9 actually, where all those digits go. And look, yeah, this is lovely actually. Look, we've got the 4 orange digits on this double arrowed horseshoe in the central box. And they're pointing at these cells. Yeah, look at this. Those now have to be from the blue set because all the orange digits are on this U shape here, this horseshoe. So none of these can be any of the orange digits. Remember, there are only 4. Now, that is not going to work with this horseshoe in box 3 because there are 5 blue digits, but only 4 of them are on this horseshoe. But this is saying, therefore, that in this line, well, I was going to say there is 1 blue digit that can appear, and the rest of them, well, that blue digit could appear multiple times, but anything that isn't that 5th blue digit is going to be orange, which is a relief because this is the first time we've seen an arrow in this puzzle pointing at a cell in the same colour. And that's because there are 5 blues but only 4 oranges. Feels like a basic maths question. If Aaron has 4 oranges and he gives half of them to Sue, how many does Aaron still have? That's almost too simple a question to express in maths exam terms. Anyway, so now we're going to count a 4 or a 5 somewhere. No, I tell you what we're going to do, because I can't count a 4 or a 5 anywhere. Okay, I'm going to look for more cells. Here's another one. This is also blue, because this is all 4 oranges on a single Renban arrow pointing at that cell. So that can't be any of the 4 oranges and must be blue. I thought now maybe we had 5, but we don't. We have 4 blues in column 9. We have 4 blues in row 2. Right, look at row 3. There are 3 oranges there. That's not 4, which is the maximum number of oranges, but one of these 2 is going to have to be orange because there's only 1 more blue cell to put into box 3. So the maximum number of blue cells in these 2 that I have highlighted is 1. Therefore, there's 1 blue because there can only be a maximum 1 orange from the row, and there's 1 orange because there can be only a maximum 1 blue from the box. So that is a blue and orange pair. This, to complete the count of row 3, is now blue. These are all orange because this box needs 4 oranges and it's only getting 1 down here. Now, this column, oh, well, it would be complete if I knew what that was. This is the, okay, I'm going to uncolour those cells and just try and remember that that's 1 blue and 1 orange. This is also 1 blue and 1 orange. So that is the same colour as that. Where else can we find 4 oranges or 5 blues or an implication that they are nearly done? And I still don't really understand what we're going to do about numbers. How are we ever going to get... Oh, Renbans, of course. Well, I've basically forgotten that these purple lines were Renbans. Oh, I see. Of course, there are 4 cells joined on the orange Renban, so they're all a consecutive sequence. And the 5 blue cells are joined as well. So one of these groups has a 1 in it, and one of them has a 9 in it. So either orange is higher than blue, or blue is higher than orange, and looky, we can tell which way around it is. Orange is higher than blue because of this little v that we're given, this inequality sign. So orange is always 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to literally write that in by highlighting the colour and filling that in. Blue is always 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. And this Renban is pointing at this cell. So this Renban is either 1, 2, 3, 4 or 2, 3, 4, 5. And therefore this is an extreme digit. It's either 1 or 5. Basically, looking at it that way, 1, 2, 3, 4 or 2, 3, 4, 5, this renban must have 2, 3 and 4 on it. And this is therefore an extreme digit. Now, what we want to find is a renban which has both colours on it, but we haven't got one. We haven't got one yet. We may not get one, but we certainly haven't got one. This one, this 3-cell renban, we haven't looked at that, or this lightning renban, or this 2-cell one, or actually this 4-cell one. But this 3-cell one is pointing 2 ways. So it's pointing at all these 3 cells. I don't really know what that means. This, right, this is not 4 oranges. Okay, we've found one of these, what shall I call them, a hybrid renban. This has both colours on it because it's pointing at an orange cell. So, okay, so this can't be all 4 oranges, because then that would be 6, 7, 8, 9, which would all be forced off this cell. And that's not possible. So that's not happening. So there is a blue on this, and therefore one of the orange digits that is included on it, and there may only be one, but sorry about the noise, one of them is a 6. And therefore this is not a 6. Oh, come on, I must be able to do a bit better in limiting other cells. Let me have a little think. Of course, we've got this inequality sign in the corner here. That means that 1 can't be in the higher digit and 5 can't be in the lower. Is there anything else going on around those? How am I going to get numbers out of this puzzle? Is it all to do with this lightning sign? The lightning sign is pointing at 2 orange and 3 blue cells. Oh, hang on, I know exactly what this is. Do I? No, I don't. I thought I knew which side of the coin this 1 or 5 would fall. Okay, is it the lightning sign? That's 4 different digits, but we're pointing at both orange and at least 2 blue. So some sort of printing is going on. I apologise. I didn't know that was going to happen now. Maybe I'll just pause for a second till the noise stops and then come back to you. Right, it turns out that the printer... I can't even blame other members of my family. The printer came on for some printing that I sent to it an hour ago, and it suddenly decided to come online randomly. Very annoying. So, I was saying that this line has got hybrid tendencies because it's pointing at orange and at least 2 blue. I don't quite know what that means about what it contains. I am missing, okay, that is an extreme digit. Where does that appear in box 3? It appears there. It can't be on this line because the rule about this line is that none of those digits are there. So where is this digit in box 3? It's there, and it's Mr. Extreme. So that's orange, that's the 4th orange in column 7, so that's blue. We've got 5 blue in column 9, so they're orange. Now, I just worked out that this cell proves that this can't be all 4 oranges. So that's blue. And we know its number. It's a 5. This is a 5, 6, 7, 8 line because it's got 1 blue and 3 orange. So that's a 5. That's a 1. That's a 1. Now we can do some pencil mark removal. In fact, much more simply, we get a 1 in box 9. 5 comes off those cells. 5 is now in one of these 2 in box 3 and therefore not in these. 1 is not in any of those. That's not 5. These are 6, 7, 8 in some order. So the cell they're pointing at is a 9. That is the first orange cell we've got. That's now not a 9. That's not a 9. That's not a 5. I hadn't noticed that before. This is 2, 3, or 4. I mean, it's a little advance in getting numbers into the grid, but it's not a lot. Even, oh, but hang on. This line says that these digits cannot be from 5, 6, 7, or 8. And they can't be 9 because that's already in the box. So they're from 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can colour those blue. That one can't be a 1. This one is higher than this digit, so that's blue as well. And that's 1, 2, or 3, and it's not 1. So this is now 3 or 4. And that's a 2, 3, 4 triple, weirdly. Oh, we've got this line as well. So 2, 3, 4, 5 cannot appear anywhere in these cells. But they could still be 1, apart from this one, which C is a 1. So that's orange. This one is 1, 6, 7, or 8, and this one is 1, 6, 7, 8, or 9. Now then, what about this line? Ah, no, even better. Look, 4 oranges in column 3. So the rest are blue. Now this line has to have at least 2 blue cells, but it also has to exclude 2 blue cells. So do they have to be 2 and 3, and this has to be 4 and 5? Yes, that's correct, because we're definitely going to put an orange cell at least on this line. And I know that because we have to exclude 2 blues. So if we had 4 blues on this, we could only exclude 1 blue, but we have to exclude 2. So at least one of these is orange. Therefore, the blues have to be more central in the digits 1 to 9 than the ones they're excluding. I think. No, maybe I have to be a little careful. What if this line was made up of 3, 4, 5, 6? No, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't. Okay, that is the point. This line could not use 3 blue digits, because then it would be 3, 4, 5, 6. But once those cells can't be from any of 3, 4, 5, 6, they'd both be 2s. And that's illegal. So this is 2 blues, which are 4, 5, and 2 oranges, which are 6, 7. Those digits are all looking at these 2 cells, in the sense that that is in the same column and these are in the same box. And they're all different. So these 2 cells are not 4, 5, 6, or 7. This one is also not 1, and it's high, so it's 8 or 9. This is low, so it's 1, 2, or 3. Now, have I missed any 4s? One of these is blue and one is orange. We've known that for a while, I think. One of these is blue and one is orange now. This cannot be blue, because on this line, that would make the line a 5, 6, 7 line, and this would be a blue 5. But it sees a blue 5, so that's orange. And by the count, this is a blue line at the end. This is seeing a 6, 7 pair. It's the 4th orange in the column, so everything else in the column is blue, including a digit that is 1, 6, 7, 8, or 9. Well, I could have ruled out 6, 7. I can now rule out the others. That is a 1. And there's a 1 in one of these 2 cells. This is okay to be pointing at a 1, yes. These are from... Oh, we've got 5 blues in this box, so I can put in a couple more orange cells. It's a very intricate puzzle, isn't it? 2, 4 orange in this row. I think I really stumbled quickly on a way of doing it, which might well be the only way, but it's such an odd little vignette of a puzzle. It's so clever. Now, 1 blue and 1 orange to go here. Oh yes, I do know the order because I've got 5 blues in the bottom row. So they're all orange. That's blue on the count in box 7. That is 1 of each in row 7. Oh, I can do the counts in row 4 and row 6, and I know that the orange digit I need is a 9. So that goes in. That's not a 9. Now there's a 9 in one of these 2 cells in box 9, and that can't be a 9, so that's an 8. These can't have an 8 in. That can't have a 9 in. Better fill up some candidates now. 6, 7 or 8 there. Ah, no, I thought I was... Oh, that is a 9 here in the corner because of box thingy what's it. Box 7, and therefore those don't have a 9. Now, look, these don't have a 9, so one of these does, and this line is now 987. And that digit has to be a 6, and also those can't be a 6. That's a 6. This is a 987 line. These can't have a 6 in. They are pointing at these two cells, but they could have a 6 in as well, so I can't colour them, which is weird because I've got a lot of the grid coloured. 4 blues in this column, 4 blues in this row. Right, what is going on with this? It's pointing at loads of blue digits, isn't it? It's pointing at a 1 and a 5. Well, I was about to say they must both be orange and that'll finish the colouring. But I'm not sure. Because they could come from 2, 3 and 4. So I'm just going to play it a little bit more careful. I've got my fingers burnt by making assumptions lately. I'm going to try it and avoid ones that I realise are bad assumptions. Well, I mean, I was trying to before. Anyway, we've got a 4, 5 pair here. That can't be a 4. This is from 1, 2, 3. That can't be a 1 since we got the 1 at the bottom. So that's really limiting this box a bit. Now, I've got to use, these two. I don't know, they could be anything. No, and they're not different from, sorry, it's all of these 4 digits that are pointing down the line. I must try and remember that. Have I forgotten anything about some line? 8, 7, 9. These can't be from 8, 7, 9. 7, 8, 9. To order them a little bit more sensibly. Oh, there's a 1 here by Sudoku in some way, yes, and 2, 3 and 4 are here. This must be a 5. That's fairly obvious if I would only stop to consider it. That's got quite interesting because if this is a pair from 2, 3 and 4, that's excluded from them. So that would be a 2, 3, 4 triple. Indeed, given the Ren band, 3 would have to be there. So this would definitely be 2 or 4. And I think that's very unlikely. I think it's much more likely these two are orange, but I haven't been able to quite prove that yet. This 7, 8, 9 triple, this line. Right, this is a 7, 8, 9 line, and those two cells must include an 8, since that one can't. And one of them is an 8, and they're both looking at that cell, so that can't be 8. I mean, it's a miniature gain, but you never know. The hybrid lines are my friends, because they've told me about 6, 7, 8 here. I don't know. I can't get much more out of them. This includes 1 digit from 2, 3 and 1 from 4, 5. Oh, well, that's from 2, 3, 4. The 5 in this box is in one of those two cells, so these can't have a 5 in. Now, I just need to get a 2, 3, 4 combo going north, and that's good. Haven't got it yet. It is probably going to be a geometry move next, like asking where such and such a cell goes in another box. Oh, right. No, we've got this lightning arrow. 4, 5, 6, and 7 says that these digits can't include 4, 5, 6, and 7. Well, that's huge. Take 6, 7 out of those. Take 4 out of those and 5 out of that one, and we've really got some stuff going on. I've got a 2, 3 pair there, which gives me 4 and 5 up here. I've got a 9 definite here and an 8 there. That's because I removed the 8 using that arrow. That was clearly a good thing to do. 6 there. That's now an 8. Finished the oranges in box 4. I must be able to finish the ones in box 6 like so. Now, there's no 8 in these cells. There's no 6, 7 in these two. Let's see what these reduce to. That's not a 6. This isn't 8 or 7, so that's a 6. Now this can't be 6, and this can't be 6. Goodness, it is intriguing. And yes, what's ended up on this, where this arrow is pointing, is a 9 and an 8 and various forms of 2 and 3, which is fine. This 4 is pointing at that cell. The 5 is pointing at the corner, and that places 5 in the box I'm looking in, box 9. That digit is going to have to be the same as that. And, well, it could be 4, it could be row 1, column 8. That's lovely. This sees all the orange numbers, 6, 7, and 8 in the column, 9 in the row. It's therefore blue. And since this is orange, we know where 1 is in this box now. Not there. Sorry, it's here. 1 is blue, clearly. Oh, look, apparently I could have done that just by working out. Oh, no, that's how I knew 1 was in one of those cells. That's okay. It wasn't a freebie giveaway. Now 1 is in one of these two. And one of these two, which I could have worked out from getting that 1. Now, have I missed any more? It's 5, 6, 7, 8 that can't be in those. Blues can't be on those arrows. That's where I started. I still haven't done this one. Oh! Right, if this was orange, it would be a 9, because it's seeing 8, 7, and 6. By Sudoku, by Renban, that would be an 8. And that would be fine on the arrow. So if they're orange, it's a 9 and an 8. Now, I said if they were blue, they're looking at this cell, and they've got to have they're also looking at 1 and 5. So if they're blue, I think it's still possible, but they'd have to be a 3-4 pair. And that would be a 2. And is there a chance of it being... No, that can't be 5 or 6, so it's not a hybrid line. And it's looking at a 5 anyway. Okay, so this is either a 3-4 pair or 8 on top of 9. Oh, this arrow, of course, this Renban, 8, 9, that's a 7. I've forgotten the Renban nature of digit of the puzzle. That's an 8. Actually, that's been available for a bit too. These are a 6, 9 pair. That's not an 8. That's 9. That's 6. That's 7. Might be able to finish all the orange cells, which could very likely take me into box 2. I mean, it almost is going to have to, and finish the orange cells there. Yes, these oranges. Right, I've got all the oranges in 8 boxes. I've got the 7 here. I must be able to write in the others. There's a 6 here. There's an 8 here. Any box where you have 4 of the same digit looking into it, you can write in that digit. Oh, look at that. Well, we now know whether that line is orange or blue. And the answer is it's blue. So... it's not 8 and 9, it's a 3-4 pair, and that's a 2 and that's a 2, because they're being pointed at, and they're not allowed to be 2. So that finishes, there we are, box 6 is our first entirely complete box. Box 3 follows quickly, and not quite, but look, we're going to keep making progress in blue now. We've done all the orange. That 3-4 pair gives us 2 here. Well, I think we're going to keep making progress. I might be wrong. That's not allowed to be 2 or a 3-4. That's a 5. This is 1. That can't be a 2, so we've got a 3-4 pair there. 5 in the corner. That's not a 5 now. That's not a 5, so there's a 3-4 pair. That's 5. That's 4. That is seeing those cells, which also see 2. This is 3 or 5. That can't be 2. That can't be 2 or 3 in the row. So that's a 1. Oh, the 3 is looking at that. So lots of this is going to get finished now. Very happy to say. I mean, it's a very clever puzzle. I've now got 3 there looking at these 2. So that's 2 and 4. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spot. Light losing its religion. We don't have a 1 here. So that's a 3, that's a 4, that's a 2. This is not known, but this is. That's a 5, that's a 1. This is 5. That's 4, 2, 3, 2. And this 1-3 pair completes the puzzle. And what a marvellous puzzle that is. Let's toss our horseshoe into the ring after half an hour and say, wonderful, Teal. That's really clever. A very, very interesting idea. Very well worked. And it's such a clever setup to have these long diagonals being looked at by a 5-cell horseshoe lion. Brilliant stuff. Really enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching, as you do so often. You're very welcome, and we hope you'll be back for more Cracking the Cryptic tomorrow. Bye for now.